Hello, my name is Luis Puche. I'm going to introduce the development of the peer evaluation form, which is required in order so that peers can evaluate one another on their work in a project. Over here we have the evaluation mingle page. As you can see, we have a bunch of tasks that are related to the evaluation. And also at the end, different from the questions page, we have the 790, which is the evaluation. It is a requirement for the evaluation of peers to have a question bank. If not, there is nothing to evaluate. Now we're going to look at the peer evaluation class diagram. First, we're going to start with the back, peer evaluation itself, which has the feedback, the student, and the peer. It also saves. That one's handled through the API router, which in turn goes towards the evaluation service to create evaluations and get the questions. The peer evaluation controller handles the students' questions and the different types of questions. For example, how many scale-based there are, how many true and false, how many short answer. It also adds the evaluation. The Angular router configures, and the peer evaluation has the 4 options. We can now take a look at the use case diagram for the peer evaluations. The student goes and submits the evaluations to the peer, which is pretty simple. That is all you need. We're now going to go over the peer evaluations sequence diagram. First, we have the student who accesses the peer evaluation page. The peer evaluation page retrieves the questions and returns the questions. Then it requests the peers and returns the peers as well. That way, we have the form filled out with most of the information we need. After that, it is displayed to the student, which then will fill out and submit the peer evaluation. The evaluation will be posted, the confirmation will be returned, and then if it was successful, it will display the confirmation to the student. I am now going to go over how peer evaluations work. First of all, we got the code. The first thing we got to look at is the server. Now here on the server, we are using the peer evaluations route. And we are also using it right here. Find it. Right here, peer evaluations. We also use an app in the backend, the model, which is the evaluation model. The evaluation model has a couple of different things. The peer itself, who you're sending the evaluation to, the student, which is yourself, the project ID, which is the project that you're working on, and the evaluation ID, which is the number of the evaluation itself. And it also has the answers, so it saves the answers that you're submitting. Here in routes, we have our evaluation routes. This is how it handles it. So here it goes and it pushes the information back towards the back end. So we can now go to the front end. Start with JS and app routes. Now, app routes is going to route our front end towards the back end, and find it. Right here, peer evaluation. This one's what handles our peer evaluation right here. Going back, we have our evaluation service, which is this one. Handled through Angular. We go to evaluation, sends the form data. PE, this one's the ones that fetches the questions, because peer evaluation also fetches the questions that were submitted to the question form. It only fetches the type PE. The controller, as you can see over here, uses the service. And it also uses the user service to fetch out the names of the users that are part of the project that you're working on. So right here is everything we need. Peers, all of that, tokens, everything. And right here we have the authorization. It's going to fetch the email, and then the mail is submitted to that, and it brings you the project. And then when you have the project, you get the peers, except yourself. So now we can go into the HTML as in views. In the index, we have our services added right here, controllers, same thing. And we also have, depending on the user type, we have the evaluation. Since you have to be logged in, you have to be a user to do an evaluation, then it only appears if you're logged in. We go back and we look at the pages, peer evaluation, we can see the working code. Now here's the code that's loading up the peers that we saw in the controller. And right here is the code that's loading the questions from the question service. So it's going to first load the scale, then it's going to load the true and false, then it's going to load the short answer. And all of this is pulled from database. And I want to go over the shortcomings of the peer evaluation. Peer evaluation works well. However, I would like to be able to load different types of questions. And another improvement would also be to manage different projects. If a student is in 2 projects, then there is no way to manage that, and that would have to be expanded through different user stories, not only this one. Another thing we could do is that when you hit the name of a user, it automatically loads the previous questions that have been answered. That could be something that could be expanded upon it. That covers it, so thank you for watching.